All right, we're here at RockyGrass 2021, and we're here with BB Bowness.
Yeah, great to be here.
Yeah. How? So you just got off the main stage, didn't you?
I did, yeah. We just played a set, an hour and 15 minutes long. It was fun. It was fun to really, play for a long time. Usually the sets are, at a lot of festivals, are like 45 minutes, so you're like just starting to get used to the sound and everything, and it's like, okay, bye.
Right, exactly. And the band is Mile 12.
Band is Mile 12, yeah.
Right. And are y'all doing a tour out in this area, just doing a one-off?
Mini tour. Yeah, we had one gig before this, and then we taught at the Academy.
Okay.
So we're actually out here for quite a long time because we had a couple of days off after the first gig, but not too many dates, like just the two actual gigs.
It's good you got to relax out in Colorado during the summertime.
Yeah, it's nice to ease back into it too, after having such a long break and then standing on stage with the banjo again, it's like, whoo, this is hard work.
Do you feel your back muscles out of shape too from holding the banjo some?
A little, the shoulder,
Right.
a little tense, definitely.
And what were some of the tunes that y'all played?
We were playing some new ones. We got together after the pandemic. We got together for a week-long rehearsal. We did like 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., kind of, almost 9 to 5.
Wow,
and,
impressive.
Yeah, we tried. We got a little silly at the end of those days, but we got a lot of new tunes worked up, about 10 new tunes, so kind of like an album's worth of material. And we gave them a spin here at RockyGrass.
And do you have a recording coming out?
We are going to record sometime this year.
Okay.
No set date yet, but...
Nice.
Yeah, it was nice to run through new stuff. And then the other stuff we played was from our previous album, which is called City on a Hill.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they can get that at all the regular places?
Yeah, mile12bluegrass.com is our website, so you'll find it there, and it's probably in all the Spotifys and all the other things.
Right.
So, yeah.
And you taught at the Academy this week, right?
Yep. It was really nice. Good group of people.
And how is it? How was it teaching? Is this your first time teaching at the Academy?
It
or
is.
Teaching at a camp like this?
Not first time at a camp like this. We've been very fortunate as a band. We often actually teach any festival that has a camp leading up to it. We've done Nimble Fingers, which is in Canada, very cool one. Ossipee Music Festival in Maine has one, and we also got to do one in France last year, or the year before last.
Nice.
Which was really cool. A bit of a challenge with language, because a lot of people didn't speak English,
right.
but. It's a good thing because all of us like to teach in the band, so we usually try and go for that if we can.
And are most of the campers at the Academy, are most of them upper level intermediate, or is it all over the map, like beginners and advanced?
It's really all over. For a banjo class, it was a small beginner class, only three to five people, depending on the day.
Mm-hmm.
And then the intermediate was pretty big, 14 people probably at the intermediate. And then the advanced was more 6 or 7. So I'm sure it changes every year, but I think they probably usually sell out every pot.
Right.
But COVID probably jumbled things up a little bit.
Right.
But yeah, it was amazing. I mean, Tony Trishka and Greg Cahill were the other two teachers, and
Okay.
it's pretty cool. The tents are kind of all side by side ish, where you can kind of hear what the Tony Trishka class is up
Right.
to, and some goofy stuff going on. And then, yeah, it was really inspiring, and pretty big honor to be there amongst those guys.
Yeah.
Actually, my first academy when I was 15, so 15 years ago.
Wow.
I was learning from Tony Trishka. And Noam Picalny and all these banjo players. Chris Pandolfi taught one year.
Wow.
And so they were I was the little kid in the class that was wow.
And you're from New Zealand. You came all the way to the Academy that year.
Yeah, I
from New Zealand.
did. Yeah, I came with my mom. She's a trooper. And, it was kind of before Google Maps days and iPhones and things. So we planned it all out and had the paperwork and everything and kind of just rented a car and drove cross country to go to all these camps.
And did you play? You were telling me earlier. You played on the stage with a band?
Yeah. So that first trip, I just met a whole lot of people, and some of the people I met were from RockyGrass, and they had a band. It was kind of like a teenager band, a lot of younger folks. Mm-hmm. And they won the band contest that year, and so their banjo player couldn't play with them anymore. But they kindly invited me to come over from New Zealand the following year to play all their festivals and stuff. So I was kind of a little hint of a touring musician as a 16-year-old, and I got to play RockyGrass main stage. It was pretty terrifying, I must say. A little bit more comfortable doing it today. I think.
All right. That was my next question.
Yeah.
Do you ever sometimes still get kind of playing three-finger banjo, and if you get any stage fright or any sort of shakes in your hand at all, it really doesn't work at all. Do you ever get that, or any tricks to kind of, when your hand's just not really working right on a live situation like that, or it's cold outside or something like that?
Yeah, cold out. I struggle with cold out, so my hands get cold pretty easily. The bad circulation, but for nerves, it's tough. It's really tough to predict for me, like when they're gonna happen. You would expect like, oh, it's just the really exciting gigs or the big gigs or whatever, but it can be really random. Like one thing can sometimes throw me off, like maybe a friend that I didn't expect to be in the show.
A friend or family is always the thing.
But or like I've had a few opportunities to like sit down with some people that are real heroes, and this is a little nerve-wracking still. I sit next to Baylor being like, oh, okay, or a gnome or someone like that. Definitely gets me probably more nervous than being on stage with the band, because when you're with the band, it's kind of like you're all so used to each other's playing, and it's pretty comfortable at this point. But yeah.
Well, you had a big year too. You won the Steve Martin Award, right? Yeah,
that was a real surprise in the pandemic. Just like getting that in the mail. Like, whoa.
Were you notified before it just was a total out of the blue?
It was totally out of the blue. Yeah, I didn't have any idea, but it was like a Tuesday morning, and I like fetched the mail and was like, what is this?
That's incredible.
It was incredible. It took a couple of days to sink in. I was like, wow, this is cool.
Well, how's it feel, being received like that as a professional musician, where you kind of, it's because you're still young, but then like really, as you've turned the corner. You're truly
turned the corner. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like at times I think, now I've got to really like dig into this. Like time to get in the practice shed. But it's nice to things like that. Including like the other young player Matthew Davis was also and Jake Blount. So it was really cool to see that they're including like younger folks like us. Just kind of starting out our careers in banjo, as well as recognizing those other guys who've clearly been doing it for a long time.
Right. Well, where are you going to next? You're still have any more dates out here?
No, we're playing on Sunday at Wildflower Pavilion, just a jam set, and then we take off on Monday back to our respective homes. So I'll be back in Boston for a couple of weeks. We have some like New England dates through the next month. Kind of a little bit weird routing this year. Some funny stuff, but we're kind of getting back out there.
And what time on Sunday are you playing right here at the Wildflower?
I think 1:30 p.m. Yeah.
I'll take a look, and this one's close to us, so we can listen up.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward
awesome.
to it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, thank you very much for coming by.
Yeah,
it's great
thanks,
great to meet you, and look forward to checking out your set over there.
Cheers. Thanks.
All right. Bye-bye.